Good morning, everyone. This is Nancy Novick with Trading for Freedom. I'm waiting for 9:32. Let me show my trading plan. Okay, I have to get it pulled up here. Okay, so here's my trading plan. I select call and put strike prices at the money at 9:32. 9:32 just happened. So let's come up here and I want to go to the upper left-hand corner of the screen and click the symbol table. And click for the strikes all. And go down. Just missed it. Okay, I select the first purple bar on the left side, which is calls, and that is at the money. I pick at the money because that seems to work best for me. I've tried in the money and out of the money, and at the money seems to work best. Then I go over to the put side, do the same thing. I go to the right column where it says puts, and I go directly across from the call that I picked. So both are 68.40. Now I have a buy signal, and let me show you what happens. If there is a buy signal at 9:30, wait for a pullback. It's a very volatile time right now, the first 5 minutes, so I just wait till the dust settles. I also check the support and resistance lines. So let's do that now. The blue dotted line is the overnight high. The white dotted line is the overnight low. So I just look and see where the price stands according to that. So this one, it's kind of like it's sort of in the middle, down toward the bottom. The next candle is coming up here. For the puts, it's the same thing. So it's kind of like they're running neck and neck right now. The next point that I want to look at is 9:36. That's going to come up in about 20 seconds. That was my kitty that I used to have. He passed away though. Okay, let's see. Okay, that was my alarm to start looking for a trade at 9:36. Okay. And remember, I want to trade only after a buy signal with a green candle. And then for confirmation, I look at the awesome oscillator and make sure that it's green. Several of you have asked about a video. Oh, there's a buy signal. Let's hold on, just hold that thought. It went in and out. That happens, I found lately a lot. I'll get a buy signal and it'll go out. Then it'll come back, go out, come back, go out. So you just have to kind of wait a minute for that. The awesome oscillator is headed downward, and it's red. And it's very tiny here, this bar. And the tiny bar just stands for there's not very much momentum right now. So I'm just on the lookout for a good trade. Okay, see, it keeps going in and out, kind of like a Christmas tree. So I'm just going to wait on that one. I'm not going to do anything right now. But as I was saying, a couple of people have asked me for a detailed video that describes my trading strategy, and I'm working on that right now. I had a little trouble this morning with some things with Thinkorswim, with it not working like I want it. So once I get that how I want it, look for a video to say Trading for Freedom Strategy. And so that will guide you through and let you know everything that I do and all the things I use and all the websites and products and all of that. So be on the lookout for that. It should be released today. So just a little bit about this checklist. I was doing everything in my head, and I found that I was forgetting some things, and in the moment, when the excitement was happening with trading, sometimes your head gets kind of a little forgetful. So I put this plan up just to remind me of what I have to do every single day. And that way I can have consistency. If you don't follow the same plan every day, you're not going to be consistent. And that's what this is all about in trading, is having consistent wins. So I made this up to help me, and I hope that it will help you as well. So we're just still looking for a buy signal. Okay, good morning. R-G-U-I-L-L, I'm not Ghoul, I'm not sure how to say that. I'm probably saying it wrong. But hi, it's good that you're here joining my channel. And I have been in options for 4 years now. Sean Deckmar turned me on to it. And I heard him this morning in his stream say that he did not like options. But I think really it took me, now it's been 4 years, to figure it all out and to know when is the right time to trade and all of that. So it just takes time, and I think he's more into stocks. So there's a buy signal, puts. So that's probably why he said that this morning. But he has a lot of good videos about options. He has an options boot camp. And if you go through that, it really explains it. And he does a great job doing that. Now, when I see this buy signal, it's come back again. I look down here and I've got a small red bar on the awesome oscillators. Awesome oscillator, that's hard to say. So I'm just waiting now to see that awesome oscillator turn green. Or perhaps the calls. We're going to see the awesome oscillator cross the zero line. I think it was Friday, there was a trade where I said, oh, you know, the awesome oscillator was doing nothing. It was just going along flat. And I said, if this gets above the zero line, it's really going to take off. And sure enough, it did. So a lot of times trading, it's just through experience and through noticing things. So you just have to be patient with yourself. And the number one thing is to never give up. Hey, Rich. Glad to have you this morning. Been reading the news this morning, and it says that the tariff situation is coming up again. So anything could happen in the market when that stuff like that happens. So you just have to be prepared. Sometimes when the news gets kind of wild, I just stay out of the market because it's no use trying to fight with it. I was while we're waiting here, in my life and as far as before trading, I was a teacher for 24 years, and I taught various things. I taught music and regular ed, which is like K to 4, and also my last stint in teaching was special ed. And that was quite challenging, I might add. And in looking at my career, I worked for a total of 35 years before I retired. There were many jobs that I just dreaded going to, and I didn't want to be there, and I wanted to be home, and I was unhappy. And so to me, trading is an opportunity for someone to leverage their time and to be able to be home. And it generally doesn't take the whole day. It just takes about till 10 or 11 in the morning. And I wanted to have the rest of the day to just do whatever I wanted. So I do this for fun. But I also think that it's important to do something that you really enjoy when you're working, because that way you can put all of yourself into it and you have a passion for it. So if you get into something, just go for it full force, and that way you can be able to learn all you need to learn and go the distance. I'm just curious, Rich, where are you from? I live here in Biloxi, Mississippi, by the way. Okay, something significant just happened. We have this red candle that has gone below now the overnight low. Well, what we want to see is that bounce off of that line and head upward. Many times that's what these trades, that's what will happen, is they will bounce off of support and resistance levels. And so that's key right there. So we have now two. Okay, we got a sell on calls. Generally when there's a sell, that means there's going to be a buy soon on over here. I've got two red candles though here. Still waiting for a green two red bars. And I'm waiting for a green bar on Awesome Oscillator. But it looks like this one might bounce off that overnight low. Oh, New Orleans, okay. So that's right next door. Grand Island, Nebraska. I don't know where that is, but I know Nebraska right now, you probably got yourself a lot of snow. Okay, just got a buy signal from puts, and it looks like it is bouncing off that. I still would like to see a green bar for the awesome oscillator. I'm not quite convinced yet. What I did just now is I went up to the setups and clicked that, and I did save grid as 0DTE SPX setup. And I do that every now and then just so that I'll make sure that that's saved and I won't lose it if I need to come back to it. I'll give you an example. I want to make this a little wider so I can see what this says. Okay. Come up here. And it brings it back. My template automatically has a one cancels the other. But I think I used the TRG with bracket. To do that. And then I just customized it myself. But I go for about 25% profit above, which is around $1,000 profit. And 25% below, that means if it goes against me, I would lose 1,000. And you might say, well, oh, that's a lot to lose. Wow. But it's better than losing 6,000, which I did a couple of weeks ago. So it's just better to be safe than sorry. If it does go against you, you can, if you want, have another opportunity sometime in the day to make it back. But generally, I just trade twice in a day, and that's it. I have the RSI on. That's one I'm just experimenting with, looking at and seeing how it does. The RSI is good for overbought and oversold conditions. When it hits the bottom line, you've got oversold. And when it comes up and hits the top line, that's overbought. And those lines are 30 and 70. So just waiting now for the awesome oscillator to turn green. Up, it just went, the candle just went red. Okay, there we have another buy signal for puts. But the awesome oscillator is red. And I believe in high probability trades. And when I have all of these rules set, that ensures that there's a high probability that the trade will be met. So that's where I'm at. Nobody wants to lose, so that's where I'm at right now. So now we see that our green candle on puts has gone away, even though we just had a buy signal. So this one's just not ready yet. If it were, a fruit, we might say, well, it's not ripe enough yet. Okay, Guy, you have a question. What is that question? Just got a buy signal on calls, but it went straight to red. Now notice over here we went into positive territory though right at this point. So, that's just iffy. I don't like that this is a, what is turning into a doji. I don't like that because it's indecision in the market. The bulls and bears are still fighting it out. Yes, in the beginning of the day, I chose the ATM options or at the money options. That is all, the first purple bar. Let me show you up here. That would be this bar right here. It's changed though since. So, but yeah, I picked that at the beginning of the day at 9:32. And I just like those better. I think they're, it's kind of like a middle of the road sort of thing. In the money was just too far into too far into it, I guess, is how to put it. I'm not sure another way to say it. Out of the money is too far out, away from the money. So it has further to go to catch up. So at the money is just like right in the middle. It's kind of like the Goldilocks thing with, the Papa Bear's bed was too hard, the Mama Bear's bed was too soft, and then the Baby Bear's was just right. So to me, at the money is kind of like the Baby Bear. Okay, and you're asking me, let's see, it says, okay. But as price moves around, once you enter the trade, the option you are trading may not be ATM anymore. That's true. I haven't found that to be a problem. Okay, and what you're saying, is it dynamic? I have just found that once I set my calls and strikes and kind of watch how everything goes, that to me is the best. I don't really change once I get that set. I don't really change the strike price. I keep it at that price. And over here in puts, we've got another low of the day. And when you said that once I enter the trade, the option you're trading may not be ATM anymore. That is true, but what I do is I from the point after I set the strike prices, then I rely on the buy signal. And the buy and sell signals is UT bot alerts. UT stands for uptrend, and I'll go into this in the video that I'm putting out next, where I explain it. You can't find UT bot alerts on Thinkorswim, unfortunately. You have to go into Trading View to get them. And I have a video on that too. Okay, so I've got another buy signal in puts. However, it kind of looks like a doji right now. Another red bar for the awesome oscillator on puts. If you notice on calls, it has gone from green to red. And I don't like these two bars because they're short, very tight. What that tells me, the short bars are signify low momentum. So you want to see those bars be nice and long because that means that there's a lot of momentum there. Yes, both the profit target and the stop loss are at 25%. Yes, I used to have 50% as my target, but that was a little lofty and I wasn't reaching that. And I was getting stopped out a lot, and I was just not able to make that percentage. So I brought it down to 25%. As I go on and build my account some more, I might increase that to 50%, and that would be a 2-to-1. I do have that listed as one of my choices here, a 2-to-1 ratio, where it's 50 and 25. But I just, because the way the market is and the way that the world is right now, I want to get immediate profit, and so that's why I changed it to 25% profit. My win rate, to get that, let me go. I have something that I call TradeZella. I found out, I don't know how I found out about this, but I was just going through finding trading journal softwares, and TradeZella's website is wonderful. It lets you keep track of all of your trades. Let me take a look here. Let me put in a date. So far for the year of 2026, I'm 100%. November and December, I had a win rate of 44.19%. It's just been recent that I have brought in this checklist, and I think that's really helped me a lot. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Lots of things happen at 10 o'clock. We have a green bar, and we have on the Awesome Oscillator, and we've got a buy signal. It just went out. I want to make sure that buy signal stays before I buy. It's 1850. Let me figure out how many contracts I can get with that. According to this, I can get 2. I generally get about 2. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to buy this one. Here we go. Ready? Okay, we're in a trade now. I go up and I make sure that the set limit, the sell limit, excuse me, is around $1,000, and it is 1,020. So this has got to go to here. If it was 50%, it would need to go to about 31. So let me figure that up here. Lately I've been doing this because I want to see if it does reach that 50%. Okay, so I'm going to create a alert on the price. Guy, I would rather not share the log, just for various reasons. But if you go into TradeZella and look into that one, it's about, I think I'm paying about $10 or so, $10 or $15 a month. And it's well worth it because it tells you, it shows you how you do on your trades every month and gives you a good example of the things that you need to look at. So I like that one. There are a lot of journals out there, but this one, it ties in with your broker. My broker is Charles Schwab. So it ties directly into that. And it's really helped me. I think I got it over the summer, and I have just been looking at it and enjoying it. Okay, thank you, Guy. I hope that this goes in the direction it's supposed to. But let's go ahead and go to our next step. I traded only after a buy signal with a green candle. And this green candle is holding. It doesn't seem to be going away, so that's great. The awesome oscillator bar is green. I set a sell limit at $1,000 above the purchase price, actually like $1,020, and I set a stop at 25% below the purchase price. So there, my trading plan has been executed, and now I just need to wait to see how this trade pans out. I've been getting so many emails and texts and various things on different people trying to sell their trading plan or their trading strategy. And one was as high as, like, I think it was about $1,000 a year. Another one was about $1,400 a year. I've seen one go as high as $2,000 a year. Some people want like $80 a month. And this is entirely free. This is no charge for this. I want you to be able to have financial independence because I think that's the greatest thing in the whole world. It frees your mind from all the worry and stress of money, and it lets you enjoy life. So that's my goal. I really don't care to make a whole bunch of money from people who buy my program. I'm offering it free. So enjoy. Okay, I've got a new candle. And it opened up inside the body of the first candle. I would have liked to have seen it open up above the real body. And the real body is this part right here that's the solid part. And we have the wick right here and then the real body. So I want to see that go up. It's getting ready to go above. Yes. Okay, that's good. Just want to keep seeing that go up. It came back down again. We have another green bar though on the awesome oscillator and puts. And I'll call that AO because it's a mouthful. So when you hear me say AO, you know I'm talking about that. But right now we just want this candle to go above the real body of the first one. If you look over at the Active Trader tab, you can turn this on and off. We can see where the price is. Right now I'm down 260. But that I wouldn't worry too much with that because, and this is the price that I paid for it, $20.10. So I'm going to readjust. Let's see. 45.10. I'm going to readjust this. Okay, I'm going to put it at 45.10 because that is, let me just double check. That is $5,000. So let's do that and we'll just see if it goes there. I didn't take into consideration some slippage. That's why I'm changing this. Okay, so that's way above this overnight high. So it's going to have to bust through the overnight high in order to get to there. So that's quite a feat. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're jumping around a lot. On the put side, we're at 320. The real body has moved up past that first candle, so that is positive. We're at 360. Okay, the third candle has moved above, and now we're at $400. $220. It's just going up and down. And if this awesome oscillator, if it can cross zero sometime today, that's when things will really start jumping. So now we're just kind of hopping around. We've got about 4 minutes till we get a new candle. I hope that this is not a resistance right here. I hope that it can get past that. Let's see. If it goes past 2260, I'm going to see if it does 2270. That's going to be a plus. Okay. And sometimes I set these alerts just to give me something to do while I'm waiting. But I also want to know if something goes past a high. Because that's breaking resistance, and that's a good sign. Okay, we've dropped down below the price, so we're at negative 220. Waiting for it to pop back up. Okay, it just did. It's back down again. It's just like a little seesaw going up and down. Okay, I will say this. My highest win was in one trade. Uh-oh, we have a sell signal in puts. Okay. My highest win was 43,415. And that was on August the 5th. And my greatest loss was 20,778. And that was back in April of last year. We had a lot of craziness going on. And that was before I started using the stops. Okay. This was taken directly from TradeZella. So this is part of the log. I will share this. This is fine with me. This just tells you the dates over here that the trade was made and what the price was. And let me see if I can bring that up again. Let me do that one more time. Hold on. Yeah. There it goes. I put a couple of more in there too. So this was my biggest trade, the 43,000, and that was one trade. That was just phenomenal. And then I've had some other big trades like this, and you can see the open date, the symbol that was used. I have used SPY in the future, but I've really gotten onto SPX. I like that one. It moves quicker. Shows my entry price, my exit price, how many contracts I got, and then the net rate of increase. I guess that's what ROI means. Let me Google that real quick. I just love Google. Oh, that's return on investment. Okay. So ROI is return on investment. And, oh, not a good sign, I don't think. Nope. Okay, so I just took a loss. Oh, that's my little puppy. His name is Jack. Now, because this awesome oscillator bar is green, I could probably have stayed in this trade and it will end up hitting my mark. And let me just put that in there so I'll know. Okay, so I want to see if it hits 25.20. That would be 1,020 profit. So 25.20. First thing I want to see is if it can go past this high with this green candle. But you kind of have to think of this awesome oscillator here as sort of like an insurance policy. As long as it's staying green, you're okay. When it goes to red, then you've got to seriously consider exiting the trade. So I don't like getting stopped out, but it's better than having a big, huge loss. So let me figure out what I actually lost. Let's see, 1460. Okay, I lost $1,100. So let me put that there. Okay. Negative. Okay, so I got stopped out. But it happens. Just in looking at the calls over here, it was green the beginning of the day, then came way back down. And it's gone past this overnight low. Whenever the real body goes below the overnight low, that generally means it's going to go even lower. But I just got a buy signal on calls right as I said that. But it's a doji, which is indecision. I also have a red bar at the AO. So we also have a red bar with AO with puts, and it keeps going further. So if you see, the low was 1141 and I got out at 1460. So I could have had a much bigger loss than I had. So let's just put in 1141 just to see how much it says. Okay, could have lost 1,738. So I saved about $600 of capital by setting a stop. So now I'm just like a sniper over here. I'm looking. This is like a spinning top almost. The spinning top usually has short wicks, but on this one I would probably want to get another green bar on AO. But the way that those wicks are, if you look at the call, that green candle, they're very long. And long wicks, I have a little saying that I made up to remind myself, long wicks are bad picks. So if you see long wicks, that's a sign that something's about to reverse. We have a long wick here on puts with this last red candle over there, and it's continuing to go lower. So my stop worked pretty good. You're not going to win every time. Let me just say that right now. I've been trading for quite a while, off and on, and mostly off, because when I was a teacher, I didn't trade much because during the day I was teaching. But I've been looking at the stock market for the last 20 to 25 years. And I've blown out, I will say this, I've blown out a lot of accounts, lost a lot of money. But I've also had some big wins and had some, consistent money. So I think having a plan and putting it right there in front of you while you're trading, I think that is the best way to go. Because it gives you a definite framework for, what you're shooting for. I just don't like the long wick over there in calls on that green candle. Just got another candle, and okay, we've got a green bar on AO. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy calls right now. And this one I'm going to say have a goal of 1,500. And the reason I'm saying that is because I lost 1,100. And I want to at least make some money for the day. So I've got this one set to go off. It'll sell when you have 1,500 of money, which is 37 is the price. Right now the price is 28.40. So it's got to get up to 37. Okay. And if this trade doesn't make it, that's it for me. I'm out for the rest of the day. 2 trades is it. It's kind of like a 2 strikes and I'm out. I used to do a lot of chasing and revenge kind of trading where I wanted to get back what I lost, and you just got to leave all that behind because none of that's going to help. Okay, right now on calls, it's at $28.80, so that's about a loss of $140. But I really like that long green candle. I think that that's going to continue, and especially with the green AO. I want to show everybody my trading view chart. Got that buy signal right there. I look at trend lines with breaks. That's what these dotted red and dotted green and solid green and solid red, those are the trend lines. And if there's a break through that trend line, it'll put a B. And here it's done it twice already. And let's see, I look at volume. I like to look at the higher higher and lower lower scalper, which just kind of tells me where those are, and the UT bot alerts. So trading view, you can get about, I think it's 3, it might be one more than that, I don't know, but about 3 different indicators you can put on your chart for free. And past that, you have to pay a monthly fee, and it's about $10 a month. And I think it's well worth it because TradingView has so many indicators and the charts are easy to read, and so I like that. And I look at the 5-minute on that one too. Although right now I have got the 5-minute, I've got a 10-minute and a 15-minute that I'm looking at. Okay, this is interesting because the 15-minute chart on TradingView, it's all green. Let me pop over to that one so you can see it. There it is. It's all green. It is barreled right through that lower high. So I want to see that continue to go up. We've got the AO down here. It's just continually to go up like steps. Crossing 0 is, I think, is going to happen. But we're just still watching. Okay, Green Man. It's my first trade with you. I lost some money today, but I trust you. We can do it tomorrow. That's right, we can. There we go. So there are going to be losses, but you don't have to trade 5,000 like I do. That's my amount that I try to trade every time. You can trade with just 1,000 or even with 500. The problem with when it gets smaller than say 3,000 is that you're not going to be able to trade at the money. At the money costs more, but it tends to work better, I think. So you probably need, I would say, at least 5,000 to be able to trade at the money. Okay. I like the way calls is looking. I almost don't want to say that too loud because I don't want to jinx it. I want to make sure I've got a new microphone here. I want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. So let me know if at any time you can't hear me or understand, and I will see what I can do to turn it up. Right now I have it turned all the way up. So hopefully everybody can hear me good. Okay, we're right now at 700. $33.20 is what I want to see for it to go past the high of the day. And we're edging up to that. If you notice, it gets up to that 33.20 and then it kind of comes down, up, down. That's sort of showing, that there's some resistance there. Okay, so the ask right now is 33.30. Oh, there we hit it. Okay. Boy, the puts is really going down now. 550. If I would have stayed in puts and not had a stop, right now I would be down $29.20, so almost $3,000. So we're just edging up. Like I said, this is very promising because we've got the 15-minute candles are all green. Okay. And I really like these candles on calls. They're nice and big. And I just noticed something right here on the AO. We crossed 0. That's very significant when that happens. That usually means that this is going to continue to go up. And let me just get my pen here. I use, and I forgot to mention this on my video, but I use something called Epic Pen. EPIC, Epic Pen. And this is real helpful. So what I'm thinking is going to happen here is it's just going to go this way. If you look over, it puts, we have red and then a little bit of green and some red. Okay, we want this to be all one color, red. So this would be like if somebody asked you a question, like, is the weather cold today? And you said, no, 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 no. Well, wait a minute. Yes, 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 yes. It's cold. No, 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 it's not. So it's like it's very unsure of itself. Okay, the next big number I'm looking at is 3480. That's not good. Let me change it. Let me do a line. Hold shift to draw vertical, horizontal. Huh. Oops. Let me go back up here. Okay, so it's going back down again. Looks like we may have a double top. So the AO bar here has gotten thinner, if you noticed. But I want to see this go up. I don't want to see it turn red. I want to see it continually go up. Okay. When you want to see what prices are, if you put the cursor over the candle and look up top, you can see the open, high, low, and close. So I see here that the high is 34.70. Then the high was 34.50. Now, a lot of times stocks will pull back and kind of rest a little bit, and then they'll continue on. My 15-minute candle is still green. The 10-minute is green. And the 5-minute's green. Okay, it just went past that high. Music can help things, so let me put the music back on. Seem to make it move. Okay, just got a sell calls. But the fact that this is so far above the VWAP, which is the purple line, and it has crossed zero, I think it's just a pullback, and you just have to wait for the pullback to complete. I'm doing pretty good, Mark, although I had a loss this morning, $1,100. I traded $5,000. My exact amount was more like 4,700 or something like that. It was a little under 5,000, but I did 2 contracts and it just went against me, so I had a stop, and that was my stop, 25% below. Got in another trade on calls, and the awesome oscillator here has gone red. I wanted to see it go green and just continue to go up. So we're going to see if that happens. I would hate to get stopped out 2 days in a row. I mean, not 2 days in a row, but 2 trades in a row. But after this trade, if it doesn't do anything, I'm going to stop. Okay, what I'm hoping to see on calls is a bounce off of that VWAP. Not sure if that's going to happen though. Looks like I'm going to get stopped out. It's better to be safe than sorry that with those stops. Could have lost a whole lot more money today. As it got, this one over here got down to 463. And that would have been $3,094 loss. Instead, I had a 1,100, so it saved me, a couple of thousand. Because I probably would have gotten to this low point and said, oh man, I need to get out. And so having a loss of 3,094, almost 3,100 versus 1,100, that's $2,000 that I would have saved. Okay, and calls over here. I'm going to see what's happening with them. I could have gotten in right here at this buy signal, but I waited for the green bar on AO, and if I would have gotten in right at that buy signal, it would have been about 2021. And all I needed would have been 25.21. So I definitely would have made that profit. So waiting for that green on AO, sometimes that can backfire on you if you wait too late. And actually on my trading plan, I say that if there's a buy signal at 9:30 to wait for a pullback. So the pullback would have been right here at 10:20. But I got in this put at 10 o'clock. Now, a lot of times I'll look at 15-minute candles just to see kind of, where things are. And at 10 o'clock, I was not paying attention to trading view chart over here at 10. At 10, notice how it's got like a little red outline. Let me move over to that so you can see it. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, on the 15-minute chart at 10 o'clock, and that was when I bought those two put contracts, there was a red line around the candle. But notice the candle is still green. And we had a red volume bar down below it, but the awesome oscillator was still green. So when you see this in the 15-minute, it's kind of like letting you know that calls is where it's at for today. And I look at the VWAP. I don't base trades on just the VWAP, but right now it's still above the purple line, the VWAP. And the puts are still below the VWAP. So that's a positive sign. Oh, I got a buy signal on calls. Yes. Okay. So like I said, it pulls back some. This one pulled all the way back to it was a low of 22.68. And it's headed back up. Okay, we're above the price now, which is good. So they say hindsight is 20/20. So I would definitely say that about this call trade, is if I could have done it different, I would have entered on this buy signal right away instead of waiting, because waiting made me purchase it at 29.50 instead of, say, 20.21. So that's 9 whole dollars there. So you have to act quick when you're buying options, because things they will move fast with SPX. SPY options don't move as fast, and it's not a big a move. So that's why I like the SPX options. That is a good bounce right there off of that VWAP. Okay, I want everybody to notice something. If I drew a line right down like this, and I drew a line here, oops, I have to hit the line button again. Can anybody tell me what pattern that is? And that buy signal on calls has faded. Sometimes they will go in and out, which is frustrating because when you get into a trade and then it has a buy signal, but then it goes to red, there's nothing really you can do. What I'm hoping is going to happen is, I think this is a really good bounce off the VWAP. I'm hoping that the next bar in the AO is green and that turns to a green candle. That would be awesome if that happened. Let me say that again because I didn't realize I had my main screen on. What I'd like to see happen is this continue to bounce off the VWAP, and then there'd be a green candle right here. Right there. Ah, well, it happens. I just got stopped out. Dang it. Ah, yep, and it's a flag, an ascending flag. Very good, Guy. Okay, so not a good day today. Let me see what this one is. That was a loss of 1480. Let's put that up here. Okay, so my total today was be a loss of 2580. Let me get rid of these marks here. Those are, just to remind you, those were gosh, up here, where is that? An alert. So I set 2 alerts up here, and I'm just getting rid of those because I don't need them anymore. So right here, we went a little bit below the VWAP. And when that happens, that's bad news. So let's wait to see what happens. I like to look at what something would be if I stayed in the trade and didn't have a stop. And for the puts, that would have been about 25.10. Okay, so this is what I would have needed to hit in order to make that $1,000. And for the calls, 29.50. It would have needed to hit about 34.50. So let me put that up here. Okay. Let's put that right there. Okay, got another buy signal on calls. So while there was a loss of 2,500 a day, what I will do when I have a loss in my trading journal, I will put the reason why that was a loss. If I have a win, I don't put anything because I don't really need to. So today I'm going to analyze this and I'm going to try to figure out, what it is that I did wrong. I've already figured out, I think over here, I just should have bought right at the buy signal. And for this puts, I'm not sure at the moment why this one didn't work out, but I think when I look over at the 15-minute chart and I see a green candle, that should let me know that calls are the play of the day. So what you see here is I'm essentially, all I do is buy calls and puts. I don't do any selling. I don't do iron butterflies, iron condors, whatever they're called, straddles, strangles, all that. I don't do that. I do the simplest thing possible. And let's see, actually on this one over here, I wanted to get up to 1500. So let me figure that out. That would have been 37. So let me adjust this, because that was my original goal, was 37. And let's see, let's do a, okay, create alert, 37. Okay, so we'll take a look at calls, see how that turns out. I did notice something happened that I was saying might happen, is I wanted to see a green candle right here. So what I might have done is, instead of have that stop, would have stayed out for waited a little bit longer. But stops are important, and that's the way it is. So I think it's interesting to look at the 1 minute chart. I've got the 5 minute chart up and I use that a lot. But if you look at the 1 minute chart, let's put that up. Okay. If we did this and we waited till 9:36, first buy signal, that would have been 26.85. So that really wasn't good, because it hasn't bounced off of anything. It's just kind of like in the middle. It's consolidating, so to speak. But when we actually hit the overnight low, that's when we need to start looking for a buy signal. So right here, if I got the buy signal at 16.71, I definitely would have made profit. So the 1 minute candle is, a lot of people use that. I might try it as a paper trade for a couple of days, but I would not go into something new like that unless I paper trade it first. Okay, let's see. Ever trade the 1DTE to give the trade more room? I have tried 1DTE. That might be something that I paper trade and see how that pans out. When you go to pick your calls and puts here, you would just have to get rid of the 0 and look for the 1. I'm going to write that down, Mark, and I'm going to try that tomorrow. And I think what I'm going to do, when I have a loss, the next day I paper trade. And that's just because I want to tweak some stuff and see how it goes. So I'm going to do two things tomorrow. I'm going to try trading with a 1 minute candle. And I'm going to trade the 1DTE. So I'm going to try that out tomorrow as a paper trade. Okay, so as this goes on, it's up there. So it's continually, if you notice, it's continually bouncing off of that VWAP. Now let's look over here and see what the 1 minute would be. This. Okay, it hit the overnight low, came up, resistance on the VWAP. Okay, so this one is really not dependable. When you have resistance like that, it just means you got to wait. And when it crossed the VWAP, that's when I bought it. But if you notice, it didn't go up very far. And then it came back down again. We'll put it back to the 5-minute for today. Okay. So it's been frustrating today. Nobody likes to lose, but it's a part of trading, and how you handle it with your emotions, and don't get excited, but just accept it. Then it's okay. And as far as I'm concerned, if you learn something from your mistakes, then you've actually won, because you're getting better and better and better every time. All right, and rather than look at these losses and get all frustrated, I'm going to go to the paper trade screen. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to move over and let you look at this 15-minute candle on TradingView. Okay, on let's see here. This is 0DTE, and I still have it on the 5-minute candle, but I would have definitely done things differently with this. Would have still had a buy signal first thing, waiting for it. If I went to go to trade this buy signal with the puts, it did not have a green bar on the AO. And let's see. So I would have probably wanted to wait for a green bar on that one. I didn't see it. And you have all this space here. Let me circle that. What this space tells me is that there's nothing going on. There's nothing happening. And if nothing happens, you can't make money. So right here, when it bounced off of this overnight low, that would have definitely been the time to get in. Yes, the puts are dying. And the calls are not moving up. Let me go in here and put my VWAP. Here. Okay, it's definitely below the VWAP, even though the candles are green. Right here on puts, it is below this overnight low. And so that's bearish. For this to bounce off of this overnight low and go up, that's bullish. So you just have to kind of look at everything, compare it. I'm definitely going to try this tomorrow, paper trading. Look, it's starting to go up here though. I just want to see what the 1 minute looks like. Let's see, today 1 minute. I don't have today 1 minute here. I'm going to have to add it. Okay, I want today 1 minute, add. I'll move it up. Okay. Today 1 minute. It's kind of hard to read it this way, so let me spread it out some. Okay. Let me look over at the puts. So the support and resistance lines, which are the dotted blue and dotted white, those are definitely helpful. things tend to bounce off them or go through them. If it goes through one of them, that's bearish. If it bounces, goes up, it's bullish. And on my stream, you won't hear me talking very complicated financial information because I want to be very basic so that everybody understands what I'm talking about. So if I get too basic, sorry, but I'm just trying to make it so that everybody can understand what's going on. The VWAP, which stands for Volume Weighted Average Price. Generally, when the price is above the VWAP, that is bullish, and when it's below, it's bearish. And you can see this candle over here on the puts. It's trying to go through the VWAP. If it goes through, that would be another time to get in. Doesn't look like it's going to. Got a sell on puts. Got a buy on calls. Disappeared though. That's been happening a lot lately. The buy signal will appear and then it'll go away and appear, go away. But I kind of wait for it to stay for a little bit. But then you run the risk of losing money. So focus your attention on the active trader because it has the ask price. The bid price is green, ask is red, and then the actual price is a gray bar. So watch that, pay close attention to that, because it says a lot about what's going on. It lists how many contracts have been bought on each of those on ask and bid. So you can kind of just see how, if any grow and get big. A lot of times the price, the gray bar, will be in between the bid and the ask. If it goes above, that's something to watch for. And that's what's happening right now with calls. It's above the bid and ask. One thing I like to do is this bar up here, it's called the position summary. And when you're trading options, as you can see, it's all zeros and then NA, so we don't really need that. And so what that does when I get rid of that, it gives me more real estate with the active trader and gives me more room to see things. So I usually get rid of those. And you always want to have sync, AT, ladder, and chart crosshairs. You want that to be checked on. Okay, Mark, that's a good explanation of puts. I appreciate that. I welcome any comments that you have or anything that maybe I could do different. And I write it down. And then I try it out. Thank you, Mark, for those suggestions. I really appreciate it. Just had a buy signal. And it is above the VWAP. I'm not crazy about the awesome oscillator right now, but since I'm paper trading, I'm just going to see what happens. Let me put in 28.50. I'm going to try 2 contracts. Here. Let's just see what happens. And this is a paper trade. Okay, I want to come up and get 1,000 profit. Let's bring this down. Here. Let's see where this one takes us. The buy signal is hid. Hopefully it will come back. Mark, I'm so glad that you can see the market better, and I appreciate you saying that how my chart setup is good. I've been playing around with different setups over the last 4 years, and this one just seems to be the best for me. I'm going to save this for just a moment and show you something else that I have. I'm on charts right now, the tab. If I go to the right where it says flexible grid, it's got these little blue box, squares. This has the SPY and the VIX on it. I like to look at the SPY and the VIX both. So let's go here. And I've already forgotten what was my prices. Let's see. 68.60. So let's come over here. 68.60. Okay, there it is. Let me take off. I have SVE pivots, but I'm going to hide that. Okay, going to come over here to the puts. And with this one, I have the calls on top and the puts on the bottom. And the reason I'm putting no on signals from Heikin Ashi candles is because I look at Heikin Ashi candles, I have that on my chart already. And because I have it on there already, I don't need to have it on again on this indicator. So I say no. Everything else is yes. And the alert sound I have on the other tab, so I say no on it. There we go. That brings it where you can see it better. So this was one that I used for, oh goodness, about 2 years, I guess. I had this one on. And I like this one really good. I have on here, this really works. Because it does really work to me. But I like looking at the SPY, and it compares to the calls. And then the VIX is almost the opposite of the SPY. That's the volatility index. And it's almost, if you look at the two and compare them, it's almost opposite. So they kind of mirror each other. So now in this paper trade for calls, I am up about $300. And I want to get rid of this position summary because it just takes up room. Let me save it again. Maybe it'll save it like that. I don't know. Okay, so this is a really good way to look at it. I think I might come back to this chart because I like seeing what SPY and VIX are doing. And these lines over here on SPY, this is the support resistance. You see the blue dots and white dots, but there is added ones in there. Let me show you how to get to that. Okay, when you click on the gear shift or gear, whatever that is, and you come down here to plots, ONH and ONL, overnight high, overnight low. And then I want to come here, and if you want to take those off, you have to click show plot and make it off. But for these purposes, I kind of like having them all there because you can see the different levels. And that's the pivot levels. So I'm going to keep those there. When you try to put the pivot levels in VIX, it won't work. So I'm looking at the RSI over on the SPY and VIX, and I'm looking at the awesome oscillator, or the AO, on the calls and puts. Just got a sell on calls and a buy on puts. So I would definitely call this a sideways market today. It's consolidating. Something is probably going to happen later in the day. But right now, it's just consolidating. Let me save this one more time. I love these different grids because you can have grids for all kinds of things that you do. And it just keeps it right there. So right now we are pretty much consolidating. If we were to draw tops and bottoms, we have, I would consider this like a top, and here's the bottom. And up here, here's our top. And here's our bottom. So we're just kind of like trading in a range is what this is called. And you can make money when the price goes up and when it goes down. But you can't make money with something going sideways. And so I would definitely say this is a sideways market right now. Okay, I might take a look at UVXY. I'm going to write that down. Okay, and I see that you got chopped around a little bit. Yeah, it's basically a flat day. That's what I call it. Very flat day. Here's a trading view chart. This is the 15-minute. This is the 5-minute. Okay, another indicator that I have not mentioned in anything, but that was a sell on puts, is the what's called the Fourier Smooth Volume Zone Oscillator. That's a mouthful, but basically this is this part right here. This is a volume zone oscillator. One thing I like about this is it will give a circle when it's time to take the trade. So that would have been 1020 right there at that buy signal. And I waited till 1025. But 1020. Okay, and up here when it's a red circle, that's a good time to buy puts. Okay, so that would have been 950. Let's look down here. Now 950, we have a sell signal. So would not have taken that trade because of that. So right now we're just trading in a range. We're consolidating, it looks like. Okay, Mark, it's ProShares Ultra VIX Short-Term Futures ETF. Okay. Is that what UVXY is? And it does look like more downside is coming. That's true. Okay. I'm going to look at that UVXY as soon as I can get a chance. I might do it with this chart I have up. Let me try that. Okay, let me ask you this, Mark. Is UVXY, is that what you trade options with? Or do you use SPX? What exactly do you use that for? If you don't mind telling me. Okay, so it's a fear index. Okay. I gotcha. At this point, I feel like taking a break because this just looks like it's doing the crab crawl of stock trading, going sideways. So I'm going to take a break and then I will come back in just a little bit.
Network. we get deep. We get deeper. We get deep. You know we get deep.
जैसे बिन पानी पवन सुनाए हमरी कहानी तोरे बिन जीना पिया जैसे बिन पानी पलछिन दिन लगे बरस सहाना पलछिन दिन लगे बरस सहाना जिया न लागे तुझ बिन सब सोना
When the lights get low, 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 low. When the lights get low. See it coming. See it coming. When the lights get low, 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 low. See it coming, 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 coming. See you when the lights get low, 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 low,
I'm not a saint, I'm not a god. I'm not a saint, I'm not a god. I'm not a saint, I'm not a god. I'm not a saint, I'm not a god.
down to the ashes.